I just the results are showing that I'm learning, which is good. So that's like just a nice self epiphany sort of thing. Like, oh, it is actually helping. So that's good.
Yes, it's yeah. I liked how it gave little little kind of diagnostic indicators.
Yeah.
And showed you your progression. I mean, not in really complex ways, but
yep.
You know, in helpful ways. Okay, I'm glad. That's so. That I guess that's your. I don't know about epiphanal moment, but encouraging moment, right? That's good.
I guess some like observations that stick out to me. One is that I seem to be able to, when I'm doing the, working on the slow shifting, chest to head, I feel much more comfortable and confident with going up versus coming down. Just currently, that's just an observation. I noticed like that is consistent. And then just another observation, just to let you know, this one, I cannot stop that was really hard. And every time I finish like doing the R rolls. Like I start in the lift and then they always fall back to the R. So that's just something I'm working on. That's my biggest nemesis right now, is that particular drill.
You were doing that last time too.
Yeah, I'm working.
Well, part of the point of those, like if you end up mixing them,
yeah,
I mean, kind of ideally, you will, for your own muscle mastery, right? You'll eventually get to the place where you're able to completely control.
Yeah.
Like you can turn it off, turn on the tongue, turn that off, turn on the lips, turn that off, turn on going back and forth should you wish.
Yeah.
But like the fact that you can't control it right now, that's the big thing. And so it'll be for your own muscle mastery to keep working toward that. But
yeah,
for now, one of the main, not the only, but one of the main functions of those trills is for relaxation.
Yeah.
Of those muscles. So if you're going back and forth between the two, it's not really a problem, because you're still going to end up getting more or less like 50-50, between the two and the different muscle groups that those two things are working. So not worried about it. But yeah, do keep working on trying to master being able to turn it on, turn it off. Will do,
yes. And on the app and just in general, I just started the app does what do they call it? Pentonic. So they skip fa, and so the current level I'm on is do, re, mi, so, la. But so I've just introduced that, and so that's the whole like getting my head around that is currently the other like thing is I feel more and more comfortable with do, re, mi. I mean, I still am hit or miss sometimes in the re, but for the most part, pretty comfortable. And now introducing the next stage is
good.
But it's there.
Yeah, that's good, John. I'm so proud of you.
Good.
I'm cheering for you. It's good. All right, cool. All right, then let us move into. Let's see here. Rats. My checklist sheet's in the car. Something's always in the car. That's what you get when you're a mobile teacher. My little folder that has my little checklist in there. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. I want you to just tell me, but okay, then we'll make a little, like, this will be a training thing. What are your current exercises?
You just asked me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what are they? List them out for me.
Okay, I've got the breathing, arm raise 1. I've got this is the order I've been doing them now. I've got the R's, the rolling up and down. I've got the fire engine going for the extremes. I've got the blowing, lip 1. I've got the ah, and then some like mixed into whichever ones is purposely slowing them down as well to get that switch passaggio thingy down. So you
and the ah is that what shape did I give you for the ah?
Like the actual A, like an A.
Or is the fire engine shape?
Yeah,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
all right. Good.
And then I've got the vowel O, A, E, the vowel 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got the Oh my goodness, it's gonna be a lot now. Coupling that with the solfege stuff. If I want, I've got the earlier one, the 1-3-5-8-8-8-8-5-3-1. Then also I think it was the do, mi, or do, re, mi, re, do.
Do, re, mi, re, do. That one.
There was one that I thought was that we did. It was with the piano. You gave me the recordings for it, and it was maybe it was just do, mi, do.
I don't remember that.
Maybe I'm getting that mixed up. But the one that you just did, do, re, mi, re, do. I was doing that one with the vowels.
Oh yeah, the o, a, o, a, e, o. Okay, good. Yeah. All right.
What did I write down?
That's good. Current. All right, and do you have a list of these that you have posted that when it's time to practice, you just, bam, you don't have to think about it, you just do them?
Well, I don't have it written, I have it memorized. I always start with I do R, then I do fire truck. Trying to currently my focus has been on slowing down and trying to do the shift stuff. I haven't been doing the extremes as much, and then I go from that one to the Oz, and then I've been going to this one, mostly because I do the hands-free stuff first, and then I find a moment to use my hands, and then I do that. And then I go into the actual like vocal do, re, mi drills. And then somewhere in there or at a separate time, I fit in the app stuff, and I do I try and sit down for like 20, 25 minutes, do the app every so often, at least once a day if I can. And then that one shifts between, mostly it's been shifted between, listening or what do they call it? Vocal drill, the pitch drill or the ear drill. I've been leaning towards the pitch drill, and then I remembered, oh shoot, I got to do the ear drills. So I did the ear drills as well today, and those went a lot better than I expected. But that's
okay. I'm going to make you a checklist.
Okay.
And this is partly for you, partly for me. I'm going to be launching a group voice coaching program for old people.
Okay.
So you don't qualify, sorry. But I might try to drag you into it as for feedback and give you some kind of a smash bang deal or something. Because it'd be very different from private lessons. But right now I can benefit from bodies in the program giving me feedback.
Yeah.
But I know I use a checklist to keep track of what my students know and what they have available to them, and I track their progression, because we can't jump right to certain things. And people who've been singing for a decade or more, they can start at a different place on progression, whatever. So, but it struck me last week, epiphany, that it might be helpful for you, my students, to have your own checklist, even though I tell you, hey, write it down. You may never write it down. So maybe that would help.
I've got my notes from last time. But
Good for you.
I just haven't. The checklist is a good idea.
You're amazing, John. You're doing a good job. Keep it up. Okay, now, then I want to talk to you today. Okay, first let me see your breathing exercise number 1, and then we're going to jump into a little bit on resonation. Have I taught you the vocal production process? That's where my checklist being in the car doesn't help me. Like have I taught you we've talked about the respiratory process, and then we jumped into breathing exercise number 1. or we did breathing exercise 1, you're my guinea pig, breathing exercise 1, and then talked about the respiratory cause and effect process.
Yeah.
Have I told you the vocal production piece?
No.
Okay. Okay, well, it doesn't do a ton of good to talk about resonation until you know what's going on in vocal production. So let's do that today. And, but I want to, even though you won't fully grasp, well, we'll talk a little about resonation is not that hard to get. That's like a 2-minute conversation, unless you're like completely stymied by it. But I want to give you a couple of well, at least we'll try to get to one exercise today that's gonna brighten everything up and improve your ability to hear yourself sing. Okay. So yeah, just as, I mean, these are, I'm not going to call them like resonation exercises are like a singer's miracle. They do so much. So it just, I mean, even for beginner singers, they're fantastic because it, well, I'll tell you when we get there. Okay, now, and then res, okay. So let me see breathing exercise number 1, please, and then we'll move on from there.
Breathing number 1?
Breathing number 1.
We did.
Okay, so remember my little thing about, you know, which way is the wind blowing? Okay, can you tell me that with every assurance that when you breathe in, or you know, when you raise your arms, the air flows in.
Yeah.
And then it stops. And then you're sitting there, and you should be holding it for a little bit longer.
Okay.
Like just count slower or something.
Okay.
Or if maybe you're a fast counter, so count to 10 or something.
Okay.
But I think that we are, I think, and then when you lower your arms and not before then, does the air come out. And there's no sucking and no blowing going on.
Can I say it's happening?
Can you say that that is what's going on?
I think so. My biggest, well, I haven't had anybody do this, but for me, the biggest feedback is the fact that I don't like pass out, because I'm really trying not to, I'm trying not to consciously like make myself breathe. I'm trying to let this do it. And the fact that I can keep going is telling me that I'm getting some air in there, and I'm not just, like I said, keeling over.
Yeah, good. So, and do you feel a sense that you are closing things off here? Like when you know, when you were a kid, and I don't know if y'all did this, whenever we would drive past a cemetery, we'd all go,
yeah,
yep. And we'd hold it right here, choke it all off. Do you feel, but when we're doing this, we can not realize that we close it off there right about now.
I feel kind of like right here.
Yeah.
I feel like right here.
So you should feel basically like nothing.
Yeah.
You shouldn't feel like you're closing it off there, because we are not holding our breath here. That is our goal. We are not holding our breath here. We are holding our breath here by holding the diaphragm in its lowered position. Okay.
Yeah.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So then I want to go on to, I want you to learn and see breathing exercise number 2.
Okay.
It may be that you, sometime midweek, it may be that you go, you know, I'm going to do this for another couple days, just kind of mull over what I just talked about with you, making sure you're not doing this, because it doesn't do you a ton of good to continue to breathing exercise number 2 if you're holding it here. Okay. So, but I'm going to show you breathing exercise number 2, because it looks to me, and I'm not hearing sucking air, and I'm not hearing you go at the end. Okay. So if I'm ever hearing or then I know you're not doing it. I know you haven't gotten it, right? But I'm not hearing that. I'm just hearing complete quiet, which is exactly how it should be. Okay. So that's why I'm going to move on to breathing exercise number 2. Okay. So here is breathing exercise number 2. And my dog over there is demonstrating it for you. Can you see her? That's all you have to do to get breathing exercise number 2. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Oh my word. Okay. Okay. So breathing exercise number 2 starts out with breathing exercise number 1, and then it builds on. So remember, breathing exercise number 1 is all about getting it. It's all about getting what is happening with the flow of air. Because we raise our arms, because the lats pull up the rib cage, because the rib cage gets lifted, because the diaphragm gets stretched and as a result lowered, because that lowers, because the lungs are able to expand, because that vacuum is created, air flows in. When the reverse happens, when everything lets go and the diaphragm goes back to its position, the air flows out. Okay. That's what breathing exercise number 1 is about. So there's no muscle building involved. Breathing exercise number 2 is more, we start the muscle building, and there's even more of the mental concentration, like you were talking about a minute ago, that emotional piece of like, am I gonna die like this? Like, am I actually breathing? Like, am I gonna pass out? You're not. You're not going to. But we're going to get the muscles to where they are physically holding your rib cage up without your arms being involved. Okay. And there's 3 points at which there's 2 points at which we are counting to our slow 6. And then we do slow breathing. So let me show it to you. Turn this on just to get a little bit from that side. Is that a little better? Again, mouth is open. Knees are not locked. That's important. Okay, so what I just do. So I am same start, okay, mouth is open. So I go through these motions and all that cause effect pulls in the air. So here I am standing here, hold it for my 6 seconds. Then I'm gonna engage those inner and outer intercostal muscles and the other muscles that lift the rib cage. And we're gonna use those muscles to keep the rib cage where it is so that the air still stays there. Okay, so there's still no movement of air. Then I bring my arms down by my side. Everything should be totally relaxed, but this should still be like everything here should be totally relaxed. My neck should be relaxed, shoulders relaxed, arms relaxed, but this is still expanded. Mouth is still open. And I hold it for my next 6 seconds. Then after the 6 seconds is over, and again, there's no movement of air, okay, until now. So now I'm gonna put a hand up here and a hand over the belly button, and I'm gonna do 3 little breaths. They don't have to be, it's not that, it's just little. Okay, so all we're doing is we are isolating the diaphragm and engaging it to do 3 breaths, right? That's all we're doing.
In and out.
In and out. And you'll probably feel most comfortable going out first because you're pretty expanded.
Yeah.
So if you're able to go in first, it means you're probably not all that expanded to begin with. So which is fine. At the beginning, it'll be one way or another because your muscle. Well, I don't know about you because you're pretty strong, but Most of my beefy students have been able to catch on to this pretty quick. But without the muscle coordination and kind of understanding the isolation of it, it can still be pretty hard. And just a matter of this whole coordination and getting like, okay, I'm isolating myself. So I take my 3 little breaths. Keeping the ribcage expanded, I relax everything back down by my side. Then I let my ribcage fall. Okay, so you should feel a pretty good deflation happening there. So yeah.
How much, when you're expanding your ribs, currently I'm just trying it, just seeing what that feels like. And it feels like I'm sort of almost like sucking my abs up and in. Is that what you're kind of doing? It's not that.
No.
Okay.
So, and that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. So no, it's actually, and this was what the woman that I told you that I got these exercises from, Jeannie Deva, she used to just harp on me to no end. She was like, relax your abdominals. Your abdominals are not what is doing this. Okay. It is your diaphragm. So now, do the abdominals support in that they are kind of attending to and supporting all the other guts and everything that are all moving around. Okay, so they're not like, I'm still not able, I'm way better than I was, but I used to be so tight in my abs because I was always taught like suck in your gut and all these things like, and even now doing core exercises, like it's getting the brace of that whole corset thing. But I find that because I have focused on developing my core, I am also better at letting it relax. And that's what you want to do.
Okay.
So you want to let it relax and you want to keep the activity, everything here in the rib cage expansion and in allowing the diaphragm to do its thing. You're going to tell it, I'm going to take 3 breaths and the diaphragm's going to do it. You're kind of controlling it, kind of not. It kind of does it. So, and just let your abdominal wall just kind of be supportive, but not be suck it in. That's not at all what you're doing. It should more or less be relaxed.
And you're holding your breath for 12 seconds now.
So I've done 12 seconds. I did 6, and then I did 6, and now I'm breathing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and you'll be able to hold your breath for a lot longer than that, boy. Yeah. Just getting used to it, right? It's just the idea of the fear of dying. So, all right. Do you want me to do it one more time?
I think I can try it. I think I'm ready.
Okay. And I'm just going to kind of like talk you through it as you go.
Yeah. I've got a timer going so I can watch my 12 seconds.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Are you able to stand for this?
Yeah, I can. You just might not be able to see.
That's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Soft knees?
Yeah, just not, just don't let them get locked.
Okay.
Good. Relax your shoulders. Good. Okay, so there's a decent amount of deflation at the end there. Now, you're going to want to practice this in front of as full length of a mirror as you have available to you. Here's why. Okay, when you do a hand up and a hand down, what we're doing with that is that the hand up here, because we're totally expanded, like we're 360 as we can get with our breath expansion. This hand, you don't want to see this. You don't want to see any movement, because that means you've got the heaving motion going though. right?
Yeah.
That's the shallow breath. So you want this basically to be still.
Okay.
And we have this here, but not because this is where the diaphragm is, but because when the diaphragm does move, it's by nature of things, by the relationship of where everything is in relationship to each other, it's moving the guts around. Okay, so there's this thing where it's going in and out. So you want to see the bottom hand moving, and you want to see the top hand being still. And that might take you some time because, again, that's the whole isolating the diaphragm piece of this, which requires the strengthening of the rib cage and the lats and everything. So and even though you are the beefy muscle man, it might take a little time just for the coordination because it's just something different.
So when you're doing 3 little breaths, you're not letting yourself collapse. You're still staying up. You're just a tiny bit of movement in your like belly area as the diaphragm goes.
Yep. I'm trying to think of there's not a hugely, it's kind of okay. Here's I've never used this simile before.
Yeah.
But let's take a bowl, a mixing bowl, turn it upside down and put plastic wrap across the bottom of it. Okay. So let's say then that once we have expanded, we do this, and then we keep this expanded and we lower our arms, that this is the bowl.
Yeah.
And then our diaphragm is that plastic wrap. So you have that pliability.
Yeah.
And this is more or less, we're trying to keep this fairly rigid and expanded. And it's because I can't use the simile of a balloon. It's not like a balloon because we are trying to keep this muscularly. And so, so if we have the bowl with the plastic wrap, it's like this. The bowl is staying nice and tight. The muscles are staying nice and tight. And the plastic wrap is our diaphragm, and it moves up and down.
Yep. Okay.
So this should stay fairly still, not moving. And like if you were here and if we were in the same room, you could put I have my students put their fingers on my rib cage and feel it. And it's a little harder to do on yourself for this because it changes the position of your chest. But not to say that don't try it. You can definitely do it from time to time, especially if you're like, dude, stop doing that. But and if you watch yourself in the mirror, it's a telltale sign that you're collapsing if you can see your hands going in and out.
Yeah.
When you take your breath. So if I do my breaths, you want these hands to be still. Okay. So that's just kind of like another checkpoint, but we're doing the same thing with this.
Yeah, I got you.
It's like our accountability partner, right?
Yeah.
So then we keep that upside down bowl shape, relax everything, and then let the bowl collapse.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So let me see you do it again.
Yeah.
And see about like keeping that hand, because what I saw before, so everything looks real good, but what I saw was the movement up here.
Yeah.
Which may continue for a while, as you're getting the coordination of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces here. Okay.
Good. Relaxing your shoulders. Good. Let them relax. Remember, don't deflate till after you bring your arms down.
Arms down first.
Okay. That's okay for today. So and the reason for that is because if you kind of do it all at the same time, you don't get to feel the the full effects
Yeah.
of like where you really, what you really achieved with that, and or didn't achieve, as the case could be. Like if there's like no drop, it's much easier to feel that if you isolate that movement from all other movements.
Gotcha.
All right, so that is breathing exercise number 2.
Okay.
All right, now let's do a resonation exercise. I just love these. And you don't have to worry right now, like you don't have to worry a ton about pitch with this. So, it's kind of perfect for where you are right now, so you can just focus your pitch activities and your brain power on your ear training, but you can still get things opened up. This first exercise I'm going to teach you is from the same woman, Deva. She calls it the Resonator Wakeup, but I put my own little spin on it. And this, I love this. All right. Now, there are a few benefits to it that I've identified over the years that I'll tell you about after you learn it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So you're just gonna pick a pitch, any pitch, really. And this is more about how you do this exercise than where in your range you do it.
Yeah.
So just find a comfortable midpoint in your range somewhere, a note that you kind of go to. Remember in Sing True, you identified your go-to note?
Yeah. Yeah.
So just whatever naturally comes out first.
Yeah.
Go to that pitch, whatever it is. And you're going to stick your tongue in. Now, this is not attractive. Just letting you know. So, all right, so you stick your tongue out past your lower lip, okay? But you're not like a kid who's nana boo boo. Just past your lip, and you have your mouth open, but not like the jaw drop, not that. Yeah, just open enough to let sound out and air flow. I just have to make sure we're doing good on time. Okay, yeah, we got enough time to do this. Okay, so here we go. It's hard to describe this and demonstrate it at the same time.
Yeah.
So the tongue out and the jaw about right there, and we're going to start out. We're going to initiate vocalization on NG, like sing, S-I-N-G. But you're cutting off the S and the I and just going the and you're going to feel that very focused right here. It should be a very annoying sound.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to hone in on that sound, like really zoom in on it, focus it, feel it very intensely right here, and then open up into the ah vowel. So, and we'll go back and forth, and here's what it looks like. So that I got through 4 times. I probably could have done 5 or 6, but you just go till you run out of breath, but not gasping. Okay.
Yeah.
And so a few things to notice about what I was doing and how I was doing it. So you notice my jaw was not like, all right. Tongue stayed out the whole time. Chin stayed still, but not stiff. You'll hear me say that so many times. Chin still, but not stiff. You don't want to feel like you're, creating more tension by being like, is my chin still? Just if you need to, and sometimes I'll even still do this now. It just to make sure it's all staying there and is nice and still. Just put my finger on it and it stays there. It's going to stay there for you. and time to wake up. And
Yeah.
and I just went back and forth between the intense G consonantal cluster and opening up into the very open ah. Okay.
Yeah.
And back and forth, not ever letting the sound disconnect.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna try
Good.
it. Yeah.
Let's see.
Are you looking in a mirror?
No, I'm just staring at a blank wall.
I thought you were so intently looking at yourself in the mirror. So you're going to want to use a mirror for this. Okay. So
Okay.
there, you didn't need to be as open as you were in that.
Okay.
You could be a little less, and that will actually help you focus that N and G a little more tightly, because you want it to be really tight, consonantal. Be very jammed up into your nose, like jammed.
Okay.
And like I said, it should sound very annoying. It should sound something like something you do not want to do in public or in front of your girlfriend.
Okay.
Hey, listen to this one. That was a real winner. Okay, so and the other thing is you'll also want to police yourself on making sure that your tongue is outside your lip range, because yours sat on kind of the inside of your lip, like the crest of that little hill.
Yeah.
The other is you were actually not too bad in terms of your jaw moving, but there was some movement there. So you just want to put your finger there and just make sure it's not waggling all over the place. And so this week, let's stick with that form of it, which is its most basic form, and do it like 6 or 7 times. Okay. And I mean like 6 or 7 times, not, I mean like, do it until you're done with your breath. That's 1 rep. Okay, so do 6 or 7 reps, whatever you have time for. So it should probably take you a minute or 2.
Okay.
Maybe 3. Yeah, so let me see you having heard those comments and that feedback. Can I see you do it one more time?
Yes. I gotta get a yawn out.
Why don't you use the video?
Yeah, I'll look this time. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm far away, but I'll do my best to see. Okay.
I wonder if there's a way you can maximize your little tiny.
Oh, yep. There we go. I just switched it.
How did you do it?
I just hit. I'm on my phone. I just hit the window.
Swap them. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the jaw movement on the ah.
Okay.
That was
all right.
But
now, something you were doing is you were going from me to do. So I want you to try to stay on one pitch as well as you can.
Okay. Gotcha.
So whether that means you stick with the higher of the 2 pitches or the lower of the 2 pitches. This will be a good ear training thing too, because you don't know you were doing it.
Reflecting on it, I definitely was like, I felt like I was up and then down.
Okay, good. That's good, because if you couldn't tell you were doing it at all, even on reflection.
Okay. How do I?
That's the foghorn version. Do you hear how you're doing it again? It's so you want to really just think, give yourself a plane, right?
Yeah.
Now that time you moved up.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
all right, now, okay, that's a challenge this week then,
Yeah.
is getting yourself to the point where you can keep it going right out this way.
I've got another little app. It's like, I don't know if it's a pitch pipe or not, but it shows you like, a graph, and it will show me if I'm at what or what. So I'll just use that, and I can just try and stay steady.
What is that app called?
This one is called Simple Pitch. Mm-hmm. And it's like one screen, and it just, it's not opening for me right now. It keeps crashing, probably because I've got Zoom open, but it's just like a big old scale as you make a sound, and it will show you where you're at.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Well, we're done.
Okay.
So you have your list here. I'm going to put this up here. There's my little list of your stuff we talked about at the beginning. Mm-hmm. Okay. And today we added breathing exercise number 2.
Yes.
Oh, your goal for that, once you do switch to that, will be like maybe in the first week or 2, you do 10, like graduate yourself into it.
Yeah.
So do like 20 breathing exercise 1s, and then do 10 breathing exercise number 2s. And then the next week, you'll reverse that ratio. And then by the 3rd week, you're doing 30 reps a day of the breathing exercise number 2. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And you should feel by the time you get to 30 reps, by the time you get to 10 or 15 reps, you'll feel, because it's new, even though you are strong and muscular, you'll feel muscle fatigue, because this is a whole new way of holding yourself, and all the mental fatigue too. It goes with it, trying to think about all the stuff. So then you've got Resonator Wakeup, okay? And next week, or at some point in the future, we'll talk about vocal production. I'm just going to put a line through that. All right, and I'm going to create you a checklist. And you told me the pitch ups. Okay, good. All right. Hey, good to see you. Good work. Keep it up.
Okay.
And I'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.